reflect on all the things that you've done, the victories and the battles you've won.
The flow of credit remains constrained.
Remember 1 year ago? 12 short months of change. One thing that hasn't changed is the desperate condition facing many of our helpless, human-dependent domestic animals. In Los Angeles alone, over 1,000 cats and dogs every month go unloved and mistreated to certain death. Kitten Rescue means to change that for the better. Our founder, Sue Romaine.
Every year, Kitten Rescue volunteers rescue and adopt out over 1,000 cats and kittens. We would have no chance to do the work we do without the volunteers, who time and again take animals who otherwise would have no chance of surviving and nurse them back to health. We want to take you behind the scenes to show you the lengths that our volunteers go to help these animals in their time of need. I hope you'll take from this not only the joy of these wonderful stories of rescue, but also share with me the awe and appreciation I have for our volunteers and the amazing work that they do. This story is about a very unique little dog that was saved from an animal shelter.
This is Bobbles. He is a little toy poodle that was rescued by one of the Kitten Rescue volunteers in October. He is blind in one eye and can only see partially with the other eye. He's deaf in both ears, and in fact on this side he barely has a little ear developed at all, and he doesn't have a developed ear canal. He also has a hole in his little skull that may or may not close as his bones calcify and he grows older. Luckily, Bobbles doesn't realize what's wrong with him. He pretty much plays like a normal puppy. He waddles up to the cats in his foster home and tries to play with them. Bobbles is still at the beginning of his rescue journey with a lot of uncertainty ahead, but one thing's for sure, he is in loving hands and will be given the best care possible. For a little dog with such a terrible beginning, he has a very bright future ahead of him.
Shelter rescue remains close to our heart, and this next story is about a little kitten who, like thousands of kittens, is brought into a city animal shelter where the most likely outcome is that it's going to be killed. But this little kitten was lucky enough to be brought in when a kitten rescue volunteer was already there. And as it turns out, little Mila was going to need all the help she could get.
A couple other volunteers and I were at East Valley Shelter rescuing some dogs, and it was 5 minutes to closing. We were just about to leave, and in walks a family holding a shoebox. Of course, I couldn't help but ask what was in the shoebox, and when they opened the lid, I saw the scrawniest, sickliest little kitten I had personally ever seen. She must have been no more than 4 weeks and about 7 ounces. When we reached in, we realized that she was completely cold and stiff to the touch, but that she was still breathing. There were dozens of fleas jumping and crawling all over her. Her coat was completely matted and wet, and there were blood stains on her from the flea bites. She was starving, dehydrated, and anemic, and just barely alive. So I took the kitten and headed home to see if we could possibly save her. And I think we all knew that it would truly be a miracle if this kitten survived. And for that reason, Jasmine chose the name Mila, short for Milagro, which means miracle in Spanish. Mila really truly is a miracle kitten. And the fact that she's alive and well today is due to the fantastic medical coordinators and this amazing team of people that we have at Kitten Rescue.
Kitten Rescue President Ben Lehrer knows a lot about miracles and the power of love, as embodied in feline friends like Thumper, who has Spina Bifida. Her spine has a gap so that her back half just doesn't work at all.
A kitten with this kind of condition is very difficult to take care of, and 2 of the vets that we talked to recommended that we have her euthanized. I don't think they recommended this because of her health prospects. I think the recommendation was because they thought she would just be too much for anyone to handle. But she's a wonderful kitty, and we thought we can handle this, we can manage this, let's give it a try. So the first thing that we did was tackle the incontinence. We had to fit her in diapers. Her very first diaper was a cloth diaper that we got from a company that makes them for baby dolls that they sell to cloth diaper enthusiasts. It fit perfectly and it helped manage her incontinence problem. Then when she got too big for the cloth diapers, one of Kitten Rescue's volunteers is a master seamstress, and she came over, took measurements, and custom made diapers for her like the one that she's wearing right now. It actually has a regular baby diaper, a size 2, underneath, and then this holds it on so that when she drags herself along the floor, it doesn't come off. She gets 3-4 diaper changes a day, little sponge baths, and every few days we give her a full bath just to keep her clean. Kitten Rescue volunteers rescue a number of kitties that have special needs. Thumper and Forrest are just 2 of them. We have blind kitties, we have kitties with medical conditions, all kinds of kitties that have special needs. They are harder to find homes for, but they have just as much love to give, and they are well worth it.
What you see when you adopt a furry forever friend from us is the end of a sometimes heart-rending trail. We thought you might benefit from a brief look at some of our befores and wonderful afters.
We measure success in purrs and meows and wags of puppy dog tails. Over the course of our 12 years of existence, Kitten Rescue has been able to touch the lives of thousands of animals. Every one of our rescues has its own story, a tale of abuse, abandonment, injury, or hunger. Thanks to the dedication and support of our volunteers and people like you, we have been able to take these sad beginnings and turn them into happy endings.
Remember their lives. It mattered to someone. Somewhere you've touched a heart and a soul. Remember that the journey's the goal. Remember